Are you on a journey to lose weight and get strong with CrossFit? If so, and you want to know what it's been like for me in the last 2 months and what my results have been, then make sure you watch to the end because I think you'll find it really encouraging. My name is Meli Rentas. I'm here with my golden doodle, just sat right next to me. His name is Jack. Hello. And I have been I'm on a recent weight loss and health and wellness journey over the past 2 months, and I'll be sharing my updates with you. Reference strength with CrossFit, body transformation, but not just that, also mental and spiritual too, because I find that to be in many ways almost more important. If we want to sustain all those healthy changes we're making, our mindset is going to be so key in that. So let's talk about that today. Now, I do happen to be a licensed therapist in the state of Florida. So if you hear me speak in a particular way that sounds like a therapist, it's because of that. So with that being said, I'll start with mindset because it's so huge. Over the last 20 years, because I started working out when I turned 20 and I was in college and I gained the freshman 15, which was more like the freshman 25. I That's when I started really getting a bit more serious into working out, daily or like 5 days a week. And I really just enjoyed it. It became like my new hobby and a whole new part of my daily life was working out and eating a little bit differently than I was before. But ever since I turned about 30, when I had my first kid and then my second, I just kind of got into this loop of extreme restriction. And by that, I mean, I started dabbling with fasting because that was like super popular several years ago, whether it was alternate day, intermittent, extended fasting, all of that. Um, that really threw me personally for a loop. Fast forward to where I am now with everything that I know in terms of what I've gone through personally, but also what I've learned as a counselor and a therapist. That kind of extreme restriction for some people is not helpful. So if you're like me, grab a coffee or a tea and let's chat because I would love to share with you where I'm at mentally and just how much better I feel mentally too, because I truly believe that by God's grace, I've overcome a lot of sort of that mindset that kept me stuck there in that yo-yoing thing. And I've lost 10 pounds over 2 months, probably in the healthiest way that I have since like back when I was 20. And all of that to say is like the first mindset shift, if you've been on this journey before, is to really think about, pray about, meditate on what you've done and what works for you genuinely. Like if you're doing fasting and you're just going up and down in weight significantly and it's not working, then recognize, okay, this is not working for me. It might work for others, but it's not working for me. And that's where I had to get as well. I tried keto, I tried fasting, I tried carnivore, I've tried not really vegan, but I tried it kind of sort of, and I felt horrible. So I've tried certain things and I've had to like understand that it's okay if it doesn't work for me. And since I've been doing this for 20 years, I just got to a point of, praying, asking for help, because sometimes when we're so frustrated, we need to take a step back and ask God to like step in and help us out. And that's been such a blessing for me personally. And one of the biggest things is just for me to reflect on what has worked in the past. And way back when in my 20s, I just learned to make healthier choices, not necessarily restrict things completely, but learn, if I wanted a sweet treat after my lunch, I had a yogurt with granola and honey, not a Snickers bar. And I lost 30 pounds in 6 months. And I felt great, looked great. And it was not like this extreme thing like the fasting and the carnivore and all of that. 2 month progress with that mindset and doing CrossFit. I just feel so motivated and joyful for two reasons. I've learned that it's really not all about motivation. It's truly about maintaining the routine and the habits, making that time to exercise, to meal plan, to meal prep, to eat well, making those things a priority. and making them non-negotiable. The same way maybe you schedule or I schedule like a doctor's appointment and make it non-negotiable, or brush my teeth and take a shower and all those things that are part of our daily routine that are like non-negotiable. We know we have to do them. We can change our mindset and say like, this is something, I know it might sound kind of harsh to say have to do, but this is something that I want to do and I want to make it non-negotiable because it's going to benefit me so much. There are times in life where we're going to have to do things whether or not we feel like it, but we do them because we know that there's a benefit to them. It's like my kids, they don't want to brush their teeth. Tell them, I understand you don't want to brush your teeth, but the problem is, then you're going to get cavities or gingivitis or, plaque and tartar and all of these issues. Do you want to deal with all those consequences? No? Well, then you're going to have to brush your teeth. And it's the same with this. It's like, okay, do I want to deal with type 2 diabetes? Because I was 50 pounds overweight, now I'm 40. Not really. But if I continue down this path, well, that's highly likely that that's where I'm going to end up, or blood pressure issues, or some kind of health issue. So just learning to change my mindset and making it a routine, seeing it as a part of my lifestyle, truly, day in and day out, has been really helpful. And it's just been such a blessing. Like, I enjoy it because I feel so much better, especially after all the banana shenanigans I've been through over the last 10 years specifically. It just feels good to feed my body well, fuel my body well, prioritize, if you want to know what I'm doing, prioritize protein. I'm getting at least 100, sometimes I get 180 grams of protein a day, and which is kind of high, not really considering my weight, but prioritizing protein and making sure I'm in a calorie deficit, which that goes into the body, but I guess we'll jump there. I'm down 10 pounds, which I said, if you see me looking down, I have my notes. Even though I have not noticed a huge change in the way my clothes fit, I believe a big part of that is because my tummy weight has not gone down. I see most of the changes in my legs. Now, I apologize, I don't have videos and things to show you or like pictures of my body. It's just not something that I feel comfortable with. I just figured talking head, sharing my experience is what I do feel comfortable with. So that's what I'll do for now. Maybe later on, if I feel inclined, I'll do those things. But for now, I'm not feeling up to it. So 10 pounds down. I have noticed muscle definition, which is really fun, especially in my legs. I think I had a really nice pump on Friday. Today's Sunday. After CrossFit, it was not all leg day, but I did do deadlifts and I had a personal record. I did 85 pounds for my deadlift, which was great. And so I foam rolled after, and I could really, for the first time, notice that my legs were slimming down a bit and see the muscle definition, which was so cool for me and encouraging and exciting because I've always had really strong legs and I've always liked that about my physique. And so to kind of see that coming back has just been such an encouragement. And, my mindset moving forward is, as long as I keep this up, stay consistent, I don't have to be perfect. Like, I ate whatever I wanted on Thanksgiving and I did not track it. And that's okay. As long as I jump back in the next day, which I did, and continue making sure I hit my protein goal and my calorie deficiency goal, then I'll continue making the gains that I want to make. Muscular gains and like losing weight gains, if that makes sense. I would like to end here with spiritual health because that's such an important part too. If you're like me and sometimes you struggle with things on a spiritual level, which, a lot of times there's a lot of people out there that do, and I don't want them to feel alone too. A couple of things that I've struggled with in the past is like thinking, am I being vain by being so worried about the way my body looks or my weight and all of that? And it's something that I've prayed about, and I know that I have to continue praying about. However, I do know that God in his word says that we're supposed to honor our body as a temple. Gluttony is a thing. Self-control is also a fruit of the spirit. So that's something that I'm praying about, working on, getting with God every single day. And I do feel really encouraged because I do believe he's really opened my eyes in that area to understand this whole dynamic between, surrender and trusting him, while also seeing that he's put people in my life to mentor me, to give me like the wisdom and knowledge from their experience, how they've overcome things like binge eating, yo-yo dieting, vanity, all of that good stuff. So that's been really encouraging from a spiritual perspective. If you want me to touch more on that in a future video, I'd be happy to do that. But for now, I think I'll leave it there. Make sure you come back on Wednesday. I'm going to share with you 3 super easy coffee recipes: sweet, delicious, Christmassy protein coffees, or regular coffees that I've been enjoying. They're also, like low calorie, WW friendly. It fills all the boxes or checks all the boxes. I'll share that with you on Wednesday.